Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all of you. This lecture is about colonial discourse. In the beginning, we will discuss colonial discourse, then it will be explained through examples, and at the end, there are certain videos which are taken from A Passage to India for the colonial discourse and how it has been accommodated in the novel as well as in the movie. So, first, in the words of Lawson and Tiffin, imperial relations may have been established initially by guns, guile, and disease, but they were maintained in their interpellative phase largely by textuality. It means that at the beginning, colonialism it was established through force and power. However, later on it was established through literature and education and other means for the prolonging of the rule of the colonizers. What is colonial discourse? So, the ulterior motives of the Europeans are shrouded in the colonial discourse. Colonial discourse is the social practices and the attitudes associated with colonialism. This discourse reflects strategies, cruelties, exploitation, rivalries, avarice, and points of view of the colonizers in the texts. Colonial discourse is in fact a bounded area of social knowledge, a system of statement within which the world can be known. The targeted areas of the colonizers through colonial discourse are political control, economic exploitation, social corruption, psychological complications, culture, language, art, literature, racism, identity, and so on. According to Lumba, the study of colonial discourse is not restricted to delineating the working of power. Now, the study of colonial discourse also includes the resistance, opposition, and revolt on the part of the colonized. So, it means that in colonial discourse, we can discuss the resistance, the opposition, and the revolt which was reacted on the part of the colonized during the colonial period. The basis of colonial discourse are the colonizers are superior and the colonized inferior. The arrogance of colonizers creates a gap between the colonizers and colonized. The culture of the colonizers is always reflected as superior. The native peoples are considered as uncivilized, inferior, with a primitive culture. The colonized peoples are depicted as others. Now, how colonial discourse can be analyzed are the analysis of colonial discourse. Through the analysis of colonial discourse, the strategies and atrocities of the colonizers are exposed. According to Baba, in colonial discourse, the colonized are depicted as inferior and degenerated type on the basis of their racial origin in order to justify their conquest and to establish a system of administration and instruction. The discourse has its intrinsic links with language factors operating through dialogues of the characters and narrators which do occur in different textual and contextual senses. The targeted fields of critics are culture, history, art, literature, language, social conventions, political achievements, attitude, and behavior which are mentioned in the text. It means that whenever the critics, when they want to make an analysis of a text or a passage which carries colonial discourse, so it can be extracted for, or it can be considered for the culture, for the history, art, literature, language, social conventions, and attitudes and behaviors which are mentioned in the text during the colonial periods or in the post colonial periods. So, how the colonized and colonizers are depicted, some of the features they are: the colonized are considered as servants, while the colonizers they are considered as masters. The colonized are inferior and the colonizers they are superior. Colonized are usually black or brown, while the colonizers they are white. And on the other hand, colonized are considered as savages, and the colonizers they are considered as noble. Bad and good and ruled and rulers, they are the concepts which are attached with the concept of colonized and colonizers. So this table, it is self explanatory, and we can consider that how the colonized are depicted and how the colonizers are depicted in the colonial discourse, in a text or in a passage. Now, there are certain examples which are taken from A Passage to India, a masterpiece by E.M. Foster. So, some of the examples are features which are taken from this text. They are the characters, what is their attitude, their dialogues, what they say about the Oriental and Occidental culture, how they change their behavior and attitude in a colonized country, and then the Indians are not allowed at certain places where the colonizers they are living, then the social gap created by the colonizers for the colonized, and then real India, racial images and special images. There are certain factors which we will take in the following lectures. This is, in fact, a series of lectures where we will consider the social aspects, the political aspects, the cultural aspects, and the economic factors. So, now let's take the selected videos as examples, and the learners or the scholars and the students they can extract the colonial discourse from the dialogue of the characters and from their attitude and behavior. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
You know, Mr. Turton, when we get settled in, we look forward to meeting some of the Indians you come across socially as friends.
Well, as a matter of fact, we don't come across them socially. They're full of all the virtues, no doubt, but we don't.
East is East, Mrs. Moore. It's a question of culture.
Look out!
That was Turton.
Turton?
McBride. When he first came out, Hamidullah said he was quite a good fellow.
But they all become exactly the same. I give any Englishman 2 years.
The women are worse.
I give them 6 months.
I wish I were a member. I could have asked you in.
Indians are not allowed.
Good night.
Mr. Turton, I'm longing to see something of the real India.
Fielding, how's one to see the real India?
Try seeing Indian.